Continuing to go through various military units, let's now take a look at Lithuania's Special Operations Forces. Just like most special military operations units around the world, there's a lot of secrecy around how they operate, what they do, and who they are. Nonetheless, there is official information out there to give us a general idea about this special unit. Lithuania's Special Operations Forces collectively go by the name Aitvaras. If we take the word on its own, Aitvaras can translate to kite, but it is also the name of a mythological animal. One source says that it's a bird that looks like a white or black rooster with a fiery tail like a meteor. The creature has also been described as a bird with the appearance of a dragon outdoors. Generally speaking, the main tasks of Lithuanian Special Forces are near identical to equivalent units in other countries: special reconnaissance, direct action, and military assistance. They prepare for high-risk and high-value-added operations aimed at achieving strategic and operational results in the political, military, information, and economic domains. These forces can be used in the territory of Lithuania in case of terrorist attacks, when law enforcement agencies do not have necessary capabilities to respond to threats. So how did Lithuania's Special Operations Forces evolve into what they are today? Well, there's a long history of units that could be considered Special Operations Forces in Lithuania, but when it comes to Aitvaras, this unit is only a little over 20 years old. According to the Lithuania Tribune, the Special Operations Forces of the Lithuanian Armed Forces were officially established on December 17, 2001. The same article, which has an interview with the first commander of Aitvaras, Colonel Saulius Guzevičius, has this to say about its founding. In 1995, under then-commander of the Voluntary National Defense Service, Lieutenant Colonel Arvydas Pocius, we started to create the Special Operations Forces. It was completely classified. Guzevičius goes on to say that special units were established through the late 1990s in Vilnius, Kaunas, and Klaipėda. In 2001, after the September terrorist attack in the United States, Guzevičius says that he was instructed to merge the separate special units. And so, a few months after those life-changing attacks, Aitvaras was officially established on December 2001. While Lithuanian Special Forces are known collectively as Aitvaras, the forces divide into several distinct subunits. There is the Special Purpose Service, or YPT, Vytautas the Great Jaeger Battalion, or VDJB, the Combat Divers Service, or KNT, and Training and Combat Support Center, MKPC. The main tasks of the Special Purpose Service is counterterrorism, hostage management, and special operations on land, water, and air. Jaegers are soldiers who are able to carry out reconnaissance and fight in enemy-controlled territory. Small units are the tactic of choice for stealthy maneuvering by air, water, and land, conducting special operations where the enemy least expects them. The main tasks of the Combat Diver Service are special operations in water, boarding operations, coastal reconnaissance, infiltration ashore, special underwater operations, and support during hostage situations. And finally, the Training and Combat Support Center organizes and conducts recruitment and training in support of all Special Operations Forces units. It also performs the combat support function, analyzes identified lessons, and implements innovations. As highlighted in an LRT article, Aitvaras is one of the most secretive units in the Lithuanian military. Still, the media outlet was able to have an interview with Eugenijus Dauskartas, a retired soldier and former member of Aitvaras. Dauskartas says that it takes about 2 years to train special operations soldiers. At that point, the candidates are no longer young recruits, but people in their mid-20s. You already have a little bit of life experience, he told LRT, adding, you start to recognize patterns of behavior and so on. As a side note here, when it comes to the selection for Special Operations Forces, participation in the selection is only voluntary. In August 2022, call for applications says that only soldiers with the necessary qualities are selected from the candidates, who are then given special knowledge and skills in the process of further training. Selection for Lithuania's Special Operations Forces takes place occasionally, and it's announced online, and we're guessing probably circulated among units where suitable candidates are serving. The The selection process is organized for persons who have obtained basic military training after continuous mandatory initial military service or service in the National Defense Volunteer Force, and who have graduated from the JKVM, which is training for junior officer commanders. Candidates must have a valid health certificate and can register for the selection event by phone, email, or online form. Going back to the LRT article and interview, on paper the force is supposed to work from 8 to 5, but of course reality is somewhat different. Dauskatas says, after training you kind of get back on track, you start to be at home a bit, until training starts again and you disappear again, and you and your family start to see each other less and less as time goes by. A lot of guys sacrificed and still sacrifice their time, their family's well-being to have a special operations force under the Lithuanian flag. Men give a lot and their families give a lot. Children grow up without fathers, but this is the sacrifice that makes the Lithuanian army so trusted now. As for Dauskatas, he told LRT that he decided to quit when his work was becoming detrimental to his family. The article, which published in January 2023, says that he and his wife have a 6-year-old daughter and a 4-month-old son, and he felt that he was missing out on being a father. Aitvaras participated in counterinsurgency operations in Afghanistan between 2002 and 2004. From 2005 to 2006, these special forces were on duty as part of the NATO Rapid Response Force. After 2007, these soldiers participated in the NATO-led International Security Assistance Force mission in southern Afghanistan. In 2017, then-Commander of United States Special Operations General Raymond A. Thomas had this to say about Lithuania's special forces, having worked with them in Afghanistan.
One, I've had the great pleasure to work with Lithuanian Special Operations Forces on several occasions. I worked with them in Afghanistan when I was the commander of NATO SOF. Just a tremendous organization. We're very, very proud of the evolution of Lithuanian SOF, an organization that was formed less than 10 years ago that right now is one of our most capable partners, both forward in the combat zone where we work with them, and then certainly here with this challenging mission set.
What else can be said? When it comes to Lithuanian soldiers, they're obviously among the best of the best, and it's great to know that they can serve competently with other special forces around the world and draw the same level of respect. Did you know much about this secretive group before watching this video? Let us know by leaving a comment.